Hey, Cryptic here, and welcome to Cryptic's Odyssey. On this episode, let's talk about prop firms. Now, if you're coming from the stock world like I was, prop firms sound a little sketchy. The whole setup, the whole someone gives you money, sometimes we're really skeptical, and we're right to be. Because prop firms do have their benefits, but man, oh man, they have so many drawbacks. But in the world of futures, sometimes, like I said, they are a necessary evil. Why? Because they allow us to leverage money. For a couple $100 or for even less than $100, you could get funded in certain prop firms and start making money. Now, there's a lot of things that try to get you or try to prevent you from getting there, but that's what this channel is all about. But just remember, prop firms, we're not going to trust them. We are going to leverage them into eventually having our own broker. So let's get started. What is a prop? Prop firm is short for proprietary trading firm. Basically, it's a group of people that hands you their cash to trade. Sounds like a sweet gig, right? Maybe. But hold up. There's a catch. Actually, there's a million catches. First of all, you got to prove you're not a wild card. So the process is you pay a fee, somewhere between $50 to $200, and trade in a simulated account during an evaluation process. If you're able to follow the rules and hit the profit targets without realizing the max drawdown, most funds will reward you with a simulated live account. That's an account which is still simulated. You're not in the market, but you're actually starting to make real money you could take home. It's a demo, but it's a paid demo. Why do they do that? Because it's in the best interest, and we'll find out more later. Now, once you're in that account, you usually get to keep 80 to 90% of the profits, sometimes 100% for the first 10,000 or 15,000, depending on the firms. Now, some firms give you a live account if you're good in the simulation. And if they're legit, they will. Most actually don't even go that far. Some keep you in the sim longer to test you. A few sketchy ones never go live and they never even give you the option. What they do is they pay you from your pockets and never let you touch the market. Why? They want you to blow the account, and most of them make their money off you blowing the account repeating, which is the loop that I was stuck in when I started this process. So just remember, when you're working with a prop firm, there's different rules, and we're not going to go into detail into all of them. But basically, it's their game, not ours. Why use them? What's the benefit of them? Like I said, they're a necessary evil. But in the midst of this, there are a few that are legitimate and they do give payouts. So we want to stick to those, build our accounts with those, and eventually phase away from those. So I'm quickly going to give you an example of some prop firms that are legitimate. But right now, I'm just going to give you a basic overview of one that I use and that I know pays out. The process might be a little slow with this one, but it pays. So this one is called Bulenox. And I'm focusing on the $50,000 evaluation, which is probably their most common evaluation. Now, the goal of this one is to make $3,000 before you hit the max trailing drawdown of $2,500. It's the most common account that's used. What that means is if you lose more than $2,500 as your account grows, you're done. But once you hit 3,000, you then have a funded account after you pay their fee. The one thing about them is that they don't require minimum trading days, which actually sounds great at first. It means that if you get lucky one day and make $3,000, you have a funded account. And if you do good, 10 days later, you get your first $1,500 payout. But that no trading days minimum can screw you if you rush it. And that's what ends up happening to a lot of us. We take these prop firms, which have rules that are tilted in their favor, and if we tilt ourselves, we end up blowing account after account, and that's what's happened. That's what happens to a lot of us. So the smart play is use these accounts, use their leverage, take advantage of them, but don't trust them. Be careful, trade small, stretch it out, and most importantly, keep the account alive. Remember, passing is simple and making money is simple. When you're patient, when you control your thoughts, when you control emotions, and when you don't go full tilt. Don't worry about what the guru says online about him making 10 grand. That's the trap. They make money off affiliates, not their trading. We're traders. We want to make money little by little. Remember, rushing is the killer in this game. So let me tell you about my story with prop firms. This is important because you got to remember that the goal is not to be a prop firm trader, and we need to eventually phase away because prop firms, as reliable as they can be, it's still somebody else's money and they could still collapse at any time. So what happened to me, and I'm sure many people that are listening to this probably had a similar experience unless you're new. There's this firm that came out, that was out, that had direct funded. I think we know the name, right? We know that this firm, I'm not going to go into details, but they went out of business. It was really shady, but I'm not going to go into that right now. Before they went out of business, I had over $60,000 in payouts approved and lined up. I got the message from them, you will get paid here. They came, nothing. And then weeks passed, nothing. We were all in the Discord wondering where our payments were, nothing. Then one day, they come out and say the firm funded. No payout, no warning, just vanished. $60,000 that I thought I made that I was relying on, poof, disappeared in one day. And you know what happened? That wrecked me emotionally. And instead of resetting, I ended up trying to chase that $60,000 back. And that's what these guys do. So I started rushing evaluations. I fell into the trap, and that's what I don't want anybody else to do. And that's why I'm being real here. What happens is you start to get in that cycle. I overtraded, I blew account after account. The rules didn't break me of the prop firm. I broke me. And I broke me because I allowed one shady prop firm to affect my mental state. The pressure got to me and it got in my head. Now, since then, I've been able to make that up and more. But see, now I get it. Consistency beats chasing. Every funded account is fragile until you get that money. You can't count on that money. And that's why I said our eventual means or goal is to take that money from the funded account, open a brokerage account with Dorman or with Iron Beam, etc. We'll talk about that a lot later. And end up trading our own account. But for now, we're going to use these prop firms as a means to an end. Unnecessary evil. Because we all want to make money, right? And that's why we're here. Stay patient, respect the process, and remember, they're just at the starting point. We're never going to let one prop firm not paying us take control of ourselves. If you made it this far, I want to thank you for joining me. I know I'm not the most interesting person. I know my voice monotone at times, but honestly, I'm just here to help. I'm here to show you and to help you prevent the same mistakes that I made. Please leave a like, subscribe, leave a comment, and let's grow this channel and let's grow into becoming better traders. We're in this together. So the next video, we're going to talk specifically about a couple of prop firms that have worked for me. Not recommending them, but I'm just going to give you an overview. All right. Till next time, this is Cryptic, and welcome to Cryptic's Odyssey.